y'all going. So he gonna ask you some questions, and then you can go off about whatever you want to go off.
Gotcha.
How long you good for?
I'm good for however long, man. I'm good. You need a mic, though.
No, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just. So we're gonna try to do like an hour,
Yeah, that's worth. Good.
and if you don't feel comfortable answering something, that's cool too. I want you to answer everything though. Microphone check. So when you ready, B? You ready? Welcome back, episode 2 of You Gonna Feel Me podcast. Today we're gonna be speaking with Uncle Al from the legendary Stooges brass band.
Wow. What's up?
What's going on, Uncle Al? How you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, bro. Trying to stay inside. Social distance.
Social distance. We have the social distance until May 16th.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm May 16th. Actually, I might go a little further than that, boss.
I think I'm gonna go to August 16th, Uncle Al.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going. I'm keep going, bro. I ain't lying, B.
I'm gonna let them do a test run.
Yeah. I'm staying inside, but everybody got the little hot $1,200. They gonna be in the store shopping and all that. Nah, I'm chilling.
Hey, bro, I put mine in the bank, bro.
Yeah, that's a good spot for it. You know, I just look at it every day.
Every day?
See, yeah, and see
Look
if
at
I
the
can
interest
stack it up.
gain on it, huh?
Yeah, see how I can put on top of it and pull something off. You know, it's all right.
That's what I'm talking about. Before I get off into you with the topic I want to talk to you about, we got a little debate going on.
Uh-oh.
Michael Jordan and LeBron James, who the greatest?
Come on, man. That's not no debate. Man. That's not even a question. You seen Last Dance last night, man. You know what it is.
All right, bro. I'm just making sure I'm dealing with a real one here, bro.
You know what it is, man.
right.
LeBron, all right. He all right for this generation. But, man, come on, man. We grew up to Mike.
Yeah, bro.
Mike Air, man. That's money. That's what that was.
Like I tell people, bro, this man got a whole song after him. Sometimes I dream.
That song, he had movies. That man had, man.
Mike the man, bro.
Yeah, Mike the only cat that used to make us come home. It was either Bill Cosby watching the Cosby Show
or Michael
Jordan playing it. You come home, you ain't worrying about the night light and all that, man. We going inside, man. Mike about to come.
Go and watch the Bulls on WGN.
Watch the Bulls. Watch this. They come outside tomorrow. Hype. Everybody thinking, look, everybody shooting the thing backwards and all that, man. Trying to do Mike, man.
Everybody thinking they can fly.
Everybody thinking they can fly, bro.
What you think about the Saints draft picks?
Well, that first pick, that center kind of shocked me. But they said they could switch him with guard, and I remember, all I remember is Donald going up the middle and Minnesota going up the middle. So I figured we need some help up the middle no matter what. So I mean, you're not supposed to miss when you draft on your line. You know, that's how Dallas and all them boys came up every year. First rounders, they put them on their line. They defensive line and offensive line. You build from that, you know. You can't go wrong like that, so I'm cool with it. You know, we pretty much got everything else we need.
And what about the Jameis supposed to be signed?
Oh, famous Jameis, man. We got to hide the crab leg.
I think we going to give it to him for free.
Oh, yeah. We got nothing but crab legs. We got Dungeness crab. We got all that for him.
Snow crabs.
Snow crab. Whatever he wants. As long as he don't get in that huddle and try to hype the team up.
He got to be careful he don't catch them downtown crabs.
Yeah, right. We don't want him to hype the team. We don't want him to eat no W's or nothing like that. We ain't with that. Let Drew do it. You sit back in the cut, learn what to do, and do your thing. He gonna be all right, bro. You know, anybody come to the Saints, bro, I'm with him. I don't care who it is. When you leave, bye-bye. I ain't with you.
You do like me when they leave. I don't follow them on Instagram
No,
and
I
Facebook.
unfollow him, all that. Yeah,
I unfollow them.
Yeah, I don't follow him. Man.
I don't like them no more.
Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, all them people.
None of them.
No.
So, Al,
What you see?
let everybody know what band you in.
Yeah, you're right. STOOGES.
Them Stooges.
Them Stooges.
All right.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
24 years. We making 25 next year.
Y'all been in the game 25 years as a Stooges?
25. 25 long years. We coming out with a book at the end of this year. We coming with our book. We're talking about everybody that been in the band, everybody that played in the band before and after, everything. We had a couple of band members that died. We had one that died, and we was in the midst of making a book. So, you know, it's gonna be a nice book, bro.
Joe was with y'all too, right? Joe that died?
He's before he got with the Hot Eight. He was with. The one I'm talking about is actually his brother, Iron. He played with us.
Aaron. I know
Iron, yeah, Fat Iron played with us, and Joe started with us, and then he moved on and started playing with the Hot Eight. So, but yeah, he while the guy was doing the interviews for the book, he unfortunately passed away. So, you know, it gives a little bit more to the book because he had a lot to say. He did a lot of stuff with us. So it's gonna turn out pretty good. But yeah, play with the Mighty Stooges. We've been on the streets for a long time. We laid down our burden with the streets, like talking about it, but it's all good. We still out here.
So you're a founding member?
No, I am not a founding member. I was hired maybe a year or two after they started.
And you just been rolling since?
And I just been rolling with them. Yeah, I probably been in the band one of the longest, but I'm not one of the founders. They was actually younger than, and they started at what it was, Kennedy and St. Aug.
Okay.
And they put the band together. I was in another band. I was playing with Bryce Miller with Mahogany Brass Band. When I came back from one of the trips to France, they saw me and was like, man, look, we might be trying to do a little something with the band, mix it up a little bit, add another couple people in the band or whatnot. I said, all right, let's see what's happening. I was there. Started with them and boom.
So you've been, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So you've been playing music since
I've been playing
little
music.
Boy? Or?
Yeah, I've been playing music since Livingston.
Livingston?
So that was 8th grade, 8th grade, like that. Mr. Dickinson put the horn, gave me the first horn. I started on trumpet.
Okay.
And Mr. Darryl Dickinson, he, taught us how to play or whatnot. Then I went to 35 and I started playing the baritone. Okay. And after that, I went from baritone at 35 to Southern, and I played on the yard for 4 years.
Baritone or T-bone?
Baritone.
So
a lot of people don't know that neither. Let me make that known right now since we talking about it. A lot of people think I played trombone my whole life. No, I did not. Started on trumpet, and I went to baritone, marching baritone. That was my main horn. I played baritone for 8 years, both schools, 35 and Southern.
I'm gonna let you slide on that 35 comment. Go ahead.
Now while I was at Southern, that was when I started. Well, I started playing trombone. It was a little bit of both of them because I used to play with a band called the Bebe Kids in the East. So that was when we was in high school. So I was playing really baritone and trombone. Then when I started, when I got with Mahogany, when I brought overseas, and then when I came back, I started playing with the Stooges. I still was in a Southern band. I was doing both. Like we'll play a football game on a Saturday, and after the game over, I go inside, take the uniform off, jump in my car, drive to New Orleans, and be there for Sunday. Play the gigs on Sunday, and then come back. So I've been doing this thing for a long time, bro.
And that's interesting because for as long as I've been knowing you, I thought you came up on T-bone. I didn't know you actually played B-tone.
Ask and you shall receive, my brother.
That's what I'm talking about.
You shall receive.
So, Uncle Al, how's the second line life now? I know you kind of faded away from it, but
it's there. I know everybody know what's going on with COVID and the corona, and it's there, bro. It's touch and go right now. The cats ain't all the way went crazy yet, but they struggling. Everybody trying to figure out this virtual thing. How can we do it virtually? How can we figure out a way of making money? I mean, right before this happened, it was doing pretty good, man. Everybody was playing gigs, making money. You didn't have too many cats complaining, but once this hit, it changed the game tremendously, and everybody's trying to figure out where they fit in at. You got to think about it. Like I was telling you earlier, you got to think about it. These cats, it's all they know. A lot of cats, all they know is to play that horn, play the drums. You take that away from them.
They don't have nothing.
Yeah, you take that away from them and tell them every week they got to file for with unemployment and all that. And see, a lot of times cats or people in general don't understand. Cats get their vibe and their energy off of playing. It's money. We make money. We happy about money, but it's the energy we get from the crowd and the energy we get from the streets. That's what make us, want to do it and make money. I mean, making money is fine, but it's that entertainment, man, to be able to see somebody dancing and smiling off of something that you playing out your horn or you singing on a microphone. That's just a different feeling. And you take that away from a man, you know what I'm saying? It gets tough. Trust me. it gets tough on the household. Look, when you come home while you at home, you don't want to be bothered with nobody. I mean, you can share, you can practice, but still just not the same. You know what I'm saying?
So it's no kind of with the second line scene and the musicians in the city, because I know it's more than just second line.
Yeah.
They don't have like any type of union.
Well, they do have a union, but like I know, if you say you talk about union and old cats, we talking about a union that was maybe created in the 80s, 70s and 80s. A lot of these young cats don't, See, I was presented with it when I was young because it was still vibrant, and it was a thing where you had to give like $100, but you had to wait pretty much in line to get gigs, and they send you on the gigs that they wanted you to play. And it just wasn't modern. It wasn't modern to the 90s. So I know, 2020. It's just not a modern day thing. What me and a couple of my partners, if you really follow me, I got two friends that I play in the Stooges with, like my best friends, Walter Ramsey and Ursel Garfield Bogans. We together and a couple of other musician cats, Stafford and a couple of other cats came together and said we want to start something. That's what the shirt I got on, Save Our Brass, our own foundation. And one of the main things we wanted to do, first of all, is have something that we can use as an outlet, for the cats that, before COVID, but, so the cats can have something to say that we're doing. Because a lot of young cats look at us like, man, y'all talk, but y'all really ain't doing that, So first thing we put together is our own little Facebook group where cats, if you need a gig or you're looking for a gig, you're looking for a mouthpiece, you're looking for a certain musician, you don't have to go to the main Facebook. You can go to that page and it's just us. So that was the way that we communicated. And then my other partner, Walter Ramsey, he has a studio that we are able to record brass bands, and then they can practice also in the studio. Then we put that together we have what we call a brass festival, which this year was the only festival that actually happened. Our brass festival usually like the first, right after Mardi Gras, but it's usually like one of the first festivals that take place. They have music, live music and everything. And right after this happened, COVID happened. So we probably be one of the first festivals next year too. But we wanted to put brass bands, young brass bands, old brass bands together and be able to tell them that you don't have to go to somebody that produced this, somebody that you don't know from out of town, that don't know anything about you, just told you where to be at, to now you got a cat that you didn't see, I can tell you what time to play, when to play, and I can tell you what you're playing. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you the music you're playing, tell you you're playing this right, you're playing this wrong. And it just gives them extra incentive to want to do, they look up to some big dogs, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much right now, B, that's pretty much the level I'm on right now, man. I'm trying to really transition from being that all the way street guy to like the business aspect of it.
So you grew old and got wise and
and I got a kid that's out there that's playing too now. So it's different when you look down and see your kid playing and you doing the same thing. Y'all come home with the same money or whatnot. It get to be a little different. So
yeah, he get down too. I hired y'all twice.
Yeah, he do his thing, man.
He get down.
It's just he at that age, 15, but you got to keep him focused. That's the hardest part. Is keeping him focused on and not getting involved in other things. And like I said, this COVID thing ain't helping because it's shutting everything down.
So speaking of the COVID, mm-hmm. So I see that, we have a lot of virtual thing going with the music. You have the national scene, the D Nices, the Manny Fresh, the Baby Faces, but I also seen a virtual thing with some New Orleans, but it kind of didn't include brass bands.
Yeah.
And I kind of have an issue with that because the line of work I do on the side, mm-hmm. Dealing with the airport in downtown New Orleans, mm-hmm. it's like you call a brass band to parade everybody around the city.
Right.
But I feel like during a crisis, you're not showing the brass band or the musicians love, meaning not your, I want to say, main musicians like Kermit.
Yeah.
and the other guys, Shorty. But the guys that's gigging every night on Frenchman, you know, that's gigging over there in the Ritz.
Right.
I just feel like they left out. What you think about that?
Well, a lot of times, bro, if you look at a full course meal, you know, you got your appetizer, you got your main course, you got your desserts or whatever. A lot of times people look at us as maybe the appetizer or maybe the dessert. Now you remember, think about it. You eating a full course meal, sometimes that appetizer or that dessert tastes way better than the regular food.
You're damn right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is there just to add on. And a lot of times with brass bands, that's what they do us. Like you'll go to a festival and it'll be called Jazz Festival or Music Incorporated Festival or whatever. And you'll see a brass band maybe walk around in circles with people that'll entertain you. Ooh, we see the brass band. And then you go sit down and hear somebody else. You hear LL Cool J or Drake or whoever. And then at the end of it, when you getting up, the brass band gonna parade you out of that thing. You know what I'm saying? So we like the beginning. We play for the beginning and we play it at the end. You know what I'm saying? We like that dessert. So when things like this happen, it's like we the last ones to get looked at on the totem pole. Like, oh, they gonna be all right. They wasn't really doing nothing anyway. They can go on the street corner or whatever. Not knowing that a lot of these cats spend their life doing this. Right. And the problem is, this the problem of New Orleans. This is a New Orleans problem. We looked at that. We'll look at as the dessert in the beginning and the end and all of that here. But you go overseas, or you go to another city or another town or whatever, and you see pictures of us all over the place. They love us. Like when we go out, like to New York, or we go out to Kentucky, or we went to Nantucket, right off of Boston. The people treat us like, man, that's y'all. That y'all really here? Like sign this autograph, do this, do that. Here in New Orleans, it's like, man, they one dime in a dozen. You know what I'm saying? Just we put them to the side, and what that does is it hurts our momentum. And when things like this happen to, like, you got a lot of cats that never really ever filed taxes before. They really never, they come from the street.
Right.
They come from it is what it is. But the city of New Orleans, one thing that we did do in the city of New Orleans, we gave them that entertainment. You don't have to go sell drugs, little brother. You don't have to go play basketball or football. Everybody not prepared to do that.
Everybody don't have a jump shot.
Everybody ain't got a jump shot. Put this horn in your hand. Go see what you can do with that. And a lot of us made it like that. A lot of trombone shorties, Bo Morgan, they got a couple of cats that made it like that.
My uncle made it like that.
And he made it like that. See what I'm saying? But they still got that intricate middle man, that gets looked over a lot of times. So,
and that's what on Into the Square podcast, which is hosted by Uncle Shug, we kind of touched on that, but it was like with local rap. It's like, I feel like just with New Orleans music as a whole, there's no unity.
It's the local music and the brass bands, they kind of on a level, but at the same time, like Bounce and all of that getting this pub. You feel me? Bounce gonna get pushed. They might have all it takes is a Drake or Lil Wayne or something like that to throw something together. Manny Fresh to throw something together to get his pub. The only people we have in the brass band world that really get pub for us is maybe Trombone Shorty. And if you notice, when they put Trombone Shorty on the thing, he's really not playing in a brass band. Every now and again, he might play at the beginning of the president thing or whatever, but he's really not producing as a brass band. He's producing as
Trombone Shorty.
Yeah, tracks and singing and stuff like that. So we really don't have anybody. I mean, at one time the Rebirth was, but it ventures off and it changes. You know what I'm saying? So it gets put on a shelf for some reason. That our genre get put on a shelf, and it never gets laid back. And now you would think in the city of New Orleans they would play cause like if we go to Florida or something, there's a lot of times we done went out of town and heard our music go to the radio.
And that's crazy because only person I know to play brass band music on the radio, and I may be wrong, and that was Papa Smurf.
Cap used to do it. Cap used to do it at like the end of his set or whatever.
But Cap, he's a DJ, so but I'm saying like a radio
like
host.
A regular host? Nah.
Papa
They always would give us an excuse. It don't fit into the
the programming.
The programming or time, or you got Citadel and a couple of them that is nationally syndicated. So they the ones that make the song list, and if that song is not part of the song, we used to get all kinds of stuff, man. All kind of bad. And you would think like, damn, this city of New Orleans, they should make an exception for that.
Right, and that's
that
goes back to the conversation I had with Uncle Suge. Is like this New Orleans is like somebody in the station should be like, hey man, we're in New Orleans, we're in the metropolitan area of New Orleans. Mm-hmm. We need to play this, even if it's one song every 3 hours.
We need to play this. Listen, if you follow me on Facebook, you know I'm one of the advocates of that, and I'm gonna die going to the war for that, man. Look, we are the city of New Orleans, man. Ain't nowhere in the world we should have to struggle to fight and get a song played on Q93 or any of these other stations.
Right.
It shouldn't be that hard.
And it shouldn't be just Mardi Gras.
And it shouldn't be just Mardi Gras. See, Mardi Gras, they wear us out.
Yeah,
they wear us out. And as soon as Mardi Gras over, the day after, you don't hear from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad, man. At the end of the day, it's disheartening to a lot of these kids that doing it, because they like, man, look, why should I keep trying to do this and there's no promise for me? You know, I'm gonna still be out here doing the same thing over and over again. You know, and think about it, B. You might have not really ever liked one of them songs that come on the radio. Example, the TikTok song and all of that they got right now. You don't like that.
No.
But if they play it and they play it,
it's catchy.
And they play it,
it's catchy.
Play it, you'll find yourself humming it and singing it. Like,
prime example.
And I don't even like it.
The Young Thug song.
Yeah, I don't even like the song.
I hate it, but it's come on.
Every time
catchy.
it's catchy, and every time I think about something, I might think about it, or whatever. So just imagine if I put a brass band song. Now every now and again you hear that brass band song, it's gonna be catchy to you.
Yeah.
Right? And you're gonna start liking it.
Yeah.
Then now you got other stations out of town they may like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it takes, like, we got a song we made, I'm Just Doing My Job. We didn't make it, but we got it from T.I. and we covered it.
Right.
They had a guy from Washington heard it. Like, you know, he listened to music. They listened to music. They liked it. He was like, man, say, but I won't mess around with it. Let me grab it. Right? Mm-hmm. And this is a true story. He grabbed it. He made it into go-go. Right?
Wow.
He took it and took the beat and made it a go-go beat. Right? He sent it back to us. And he's just playing around. He sent it back to us. Man, because in Washington, go-go is where it's
That's
at.
the thing.
Right?
That's the thing.
Now check this out. He take it, remix it, he send it back to us. We like it. We like, oh, all right, that's cool. He come back and send us paperwork like, hey, man, they got somebody that want to use it for their record. We not knowing who it is. We like, all right. We get a percentage, they get a percentage, whatever. Come to find out it's Tiffany Haddish.
Wow.
Right? Come to find out it's Tiffany Haddish. And if you looked at the D-Night special last week,
mm-hmm.
they played the song on BET. That's how fast things could happen, yo. With our music.
Right.
They took the song, right? Took certain parts of it, made it a track, sent it to Tiffany Haddish, and she's using it as one of her songs on her record. And she's a comedian.
Right.
But she's using it as one. So if we doing that with our songs here, why can't we do that?
Right.
It's our music. It ain't like it's something that we taking from somebody else and bring. Man, they got brass bands all over. They got brass bands in Minnesota. They got brass bands in Houston. They got brass bands all over, B. And they using what's naturally ours. But we can't get our system and our government and our people to uplift us. Trust me, bro. I've been doing this 25. If you go to any brass band cat out here right now and ask them who Uncle Al is, they're going to laugh and say, that's a cool dude.
I already know.
That's my guy.
You know, I already know.
That's my guy. I'm talking about from Kermit, Troy Michael, all of them. Troy Michael, Trombone Shorty, all of them. That's a cool guy.
Well, you know, I did my homework and I asked my Uncle Harold. Like, man, you know Al? Yeah.
Man, listen. I get around, bro, but it comes to a point in time in your life where you got to figure out what you gonna do. Like, you know, it's stages. You know what I'm saying? Like when Kobe got to a certain stage, he's like, man, I love basketball and I'm gonna miss playing, but it's time for me to move to that next stage to deal with how I can get these female basketball players to come up. You know what I'm saying? It's the next thing. Michael Jordan moved to, I want to own a team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I figure my next move in music is to figure out how to be an advocate of getting this music to the next level.
And helping the youngsters.
And
speaking of that, how is it do the youngsters embrace the second line scene as y'all did? Is it because I'm gonna put it like this: pre-Katrina, I'm gonna say maybe from when I was old enough, 95 to 2005. I was old enough, I get out there, go to second line uptown, because I hate downtown second line. I'm on the uptown second line, man. But it was real second line music, meaning we didn't cover Michael Jackson off the wall and make it. I mean, it was take it to the streets, let your mind be free.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's all in generation, bro. I mean, you remember another thing you didn't have out there either was a phone and Facebook and YouTube, and Instagram, Twitter. You didn't have all of that. So what it was back then, it was like it was cultural. It was something that we had that nobody else had. I remember times when, I mean, this is the tradition. When somebody passed, right? A musician, not anybody in a musician passed. The day he died, all of us come together as a group. We're not just one band. We all come together as a group and we play in his neighborhood until they put him in the ground.
Right.
That was our tradition. Right. Somewhere along the line, somebody caught a hold of it. When the phones came on Facebook, now it's like, okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. When Tupac died, we played for him. I remember that.
I mean, that's the GOAT, though.
We had a big old thing for him. But it wasn't really like if all these now all of a sudden it's like, okay, if Malcolm Jenkins passed, we're gonna play a second line for him. Tom Benson passed, we're gonna play it wasn't like that back in the G. And it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna promote Tiny Toons brass bands is playing a big second line for such and such. It wasn't. It was just us spontaneously come together and go and play for this man, and we make him move in his neighborhood.
Like y'all did for Dr. John.
Yeah. So, but now it's really commercial now. So with the use of the phones and the Instagrams and the Twitter and the YouTubes, everything is so commercial. Everything changes, man. So that's the difference between when you was going and now. Everything when you was going, you could go in a white T-shirt, shorts, and G-Nikes, right? Reeboks, and you fresh,
roll with the line,
and you rolling with the line. Most of them came up Orleans, we rolling with the line. Or uptown, they had space, we rolling with the line. Right. Now you go to the second line, you gotta have on the $200 tennis shoes, the tight jeans, skinny jeans, and you don't want nobody next to you. And when certain cats come that's popular with recording off their phones, now you got, as soon as they come, you got to move and shake and jump and flip, because you know later on you're going to be able to watch it and see if you can go viral on YouTube and this, that. It's totally, the way the game is, bro, it's totally disrespectful. It's not the same. I ain't going to say it's disrespect. I mean, everything got to change. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to evolve.
But all change not good.
It's not good. And what happens is the youngsters don't pay homage and respect to the older. See, when we came in the game, we had to pay homage and respect. So we played a couple of tunes off the radio or whatever, but it was like maybe one tune. Like they might get a Beyonce song. Like we used to play a Beyonce song that was like one of the popular songs. We played that. But before that Beyonce song, we played Roll With It. When we played Beyonce, after that Beyonce song, we hit Let's Go Get 'Em or something New Orleans.
Right.
Because we don't want you to go Beyonce, Mary J, Michael Jackson. You can get the radio and do that. You know what I'm saying? But when I drop Beyonce and I drop Get the Hump Out Your Back, you feel me? Now you like, oh, we should be back to New Orleans.
Right.
You know, so it's just, and we try with the younger cats to let them know that, but it's like, okay, now they thinking about business. They thinking about business. So if I do it that way and the crowd don't like it, now what?
But the crowd is going to embrace the New Orleans music. So let me ask you, when you went to Nantucket, because I remember when you went to Nantucket, and then I remember when you went to Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Y'all play strictly New Orleans brass band music?
When we went to with both Nantucket and the other Kentucky, we had what we call we switched out to like a stage band setting because we a little old and having a bass drum and all of that. Like I said, it gets respected different.
Right.
So, and a funny part, not to get off the subject, the funny part is you get a brass band with the bass drum, the snare drum, and all that. They don't even get a regular sound check, my man. You know how we sound check? Hey, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
They don't get this like okay, just put the microphones out there. We'll sound check the next band that got the keys and the guitar. Brass band, just put them out there and they'll play and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we had to figure out how can we get this more money. They'll book a brass band to do the same set, same time, entertain the same people for $2,000, right? They'll get another band that got a set, a guitar, and a thing, and give them 8. And they gonna play the same. They might play shorter than what the brass band play. But it's the respect of that brass. So we had to figure out, okay, we did the brass thing for a long time. We saw it. We saw it literally happen to us. You know what I'm saying? We saw this. So we like, okay, let's figure out. So what we did is we got the keyboard, got the guitar, got the set, and was like, we're gonna take our music and put it on that. Just so you can see the difference. And we want that different money. So when we went out there and we took the Nantucket and we went with that stage band setting, using the same brass band tunes, and we want that different bread. So that's pretty how that was. But when you go to Nantucket, or when we go to New York, believe it or not, the people know who we are.
I could believe
Leave it to New Orleans, we nothing. You go out there, and people know exactly who we are.
And I don't get it because, in New Orleans, like I know y'all play the Jazz Fest. From what I heard, they don't pay the local musicians not even a quarter of what they pay mainstream acts. And I go back to like, this is the Jazz Festival. That's the key word, Jazz Festival.
Well, once again, you evolve, B. They
And
evolve.
I'm cool with that, but
they evolve to stay competitive. The evolvement when they making that transition to stay competitive, we got to get the competitive artists. That's how they feel, and the competitive artists is Drake, who they had, Mary J, and all these different.
I seen Pearl Jam and
Pearl Jam
AC, and I'm like, that's not
the
jazz.
But the Jazz Fest started off with jazz. It's
Yeah.
gonna start off with jazz, but then it moves to, and that's one of the main reasons. As our foundation came along, it was like, we're not gonna switch what we do. Now, if we decide to get in that next round of that, guess what we're gonna do? We might get Drake. We might get any one of these popular rappers. But guess what? You're gonna have to sing and play with a brass band.
Right.
You feel me? You won't come perform, we'll pay you to perform and everything. But when you do your set, you're doing it with a brass band.
Right.
It's gonna be Drake and a hot heat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna be Mary J. Blige and the Soul Rebels. You feel me? That's how we doing that thing. Cause we gonna keep it naturally to us. Now, whether it blow or whether it don't blow, hey, we gonna have something that our kids can say, okay, well, we played the Jazz Fest, it's cool, we might have made it to the stage, but we got our own festival.
Right.
We got our
Yeah.
own thing. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, once we cross to the next level and we sat back and just looked at it, two of the things we noticed that we really, really needed in our community, a means to be able to practice as a band, and you ain't got to practice in grandma and them house. You ain't got to do this and make all that noise somewhere else. We needed somewhere to practice. We needed somewhere to record. You know what I'm saying? Cause how many y'all have a studio here, but there's not that many studios for us to be able to go in. Cause when we go in studios, sometimes they smoke, sometimes they do, and it gets to be, it's different. They don't know how to handle us, and they're gonna overcharge us.
Right.
You feel me? So we figured, okay, we need a place to practice, we need a place to record, and we need a place to be able to show off our talents. Man, you should have saw the little kids from Cork Middle and a couple of other high school brass bands that we had. They didn't have to do the class got brass and all. We didn't have that yet. And I ain't gonna even have it this year. But you should have seen them little kids was able to say, I had a Cork brass band, and on that same stage, the Rebirth brass band played. Every time one of them young bands came off the stage, and they knew who I am. Every time one of them young bands came off the stage, I sat there and I shook all of them hands. Now, I don't know what the COVID thing was that good, but every time one of them came off the stage, I shook their hand. You just don't know what that does a kid.
Right.
That's trying to do this, that see me doing it all the time. They see me on the internet. They see me in Tipitinas. They see me in the House of Blues. And now they see me saying, man, good job. You did real good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's inspiration.
Yeah.
That's what we need. If we don't have that beat, we lost, brother. So in our aspect of the game, we sat back and said, look, we got the means to getting all this together. Because in that group that we have, that's all they say. Man, y'all, everybody keep talking. Everybody keep talking about the second lines need to go up, and there ain't nobody doing nothing. Listen, we can put it on TV. This is what we doing. Now you gonna help us, or you gonna move out the way. Plain and simple. So that's the main thing. To get back to the younger generation, that's the main thing. These kids, bro, this not a generation that like to hear this.
They want to see
They
action.
want to see action. They want to see you grinding and you help, because they stick together. Trust me, they stick together, brother. Like, look, if such and such brass band doing it, we gonna do it and we gonna stick together. We don't care what y'all saying. So they gotta understand that. Yeah, look, brother, we understand that. Check this out. Look what we gonna do for you. Oh, I like that. You putting a few dollars. The main thing is putting a few dollars in my pocket.
Right.
So now let's figure this out. At first, when we did the Brass Fest, they had a lot of cats like, man, these cats ain't gonna pull it. They ain't gonna pull it through. It's gonna flop. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do that. Right?
Right.
We pulled it through. Wasn't the best, but we pulled it through. We let everybody in free. Come on. Let's
So
figure
next
it
year
out.
it'll be better.
The next year, this year, we charged at the gate. They still was like, man, it ain't gonna happen. Bruh, when I tell you, we reached out to Rebirth, Grammy Award-winning Rebirth Brass Band. They said, man, for y'all, we see what y'all trying to do. For y'all, we gonna do it. See, once we realized we had them, we got it. We got the game. We can do it. You know what I'm saying? So, and what we did is we hired a lot of these people that be at the second line with the camera crews and all of that. Hired them. So now we can make press kits and we can do this and that. Now guess what? Now everybody want to live. Hey man, how about if we as the such and such festival help y'all out a little bit do this? We could come on and sponsor y'all to do that. Cause now you see we can do it.
Right.
But it takes us to take that step. Like God said, you gotta take that step. Once you
that
take
step,
that
brother.
step, sky's the limit for you, B. So like I said, bro, at the end of the day, we reaching out to the kids. A lot of people don't see it, but we reaching out to the kids. It's just breaking down that barrier of New Orleans holding us back and not really supporting us, man. You don't never hear and the Mel, she trying to, I know you
Hey,
the
man.
Mel, she trying to do what she can do with the situation, with the crisis, right? That's understandable. And you reaching out to everybody.
But you're not reaching out to the
But you're
people
not.
that represent this motherfucker.
You cancel all the festivals. But you never come up with no kind of outlet that helps these people that either serve at this festival, perform at the festival, because it's all us.
Right.
But we never really figured out a way, and we still ain't figured out a way to support what these people do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, how can we eat now? There's a lot of cats, that's what they're looking at. How am I going to eat, Al? How am I going to eat? And in a minute, give me about a month, I'm going to be in your house now because I need to eat. What you want me to do?
I'm gonna be banging on the door, and if they
banging on the door.
well, they banging on the door now, and it's like, let us in, let us in, let us in. I mean, that let us in gonna be we hungry, we hungry,
man. Look,
like Poxy, and after that, we hungry, man. We busting through the door.
Bro, it hurts my heart to see musicians right now, bro, going on Facebook and Instagram and all these saying that please help my brass band, give me $2 or $4 or $8, and here's my Cash App. And well, the man, musicians don't want to do that, man. They doing it not because they have to, but they don't want to do that. We want to earn our money, yo.
Right.
We want to play our horns and let our horns make our money for us, man.
And it upsets me. It really do, because God know I love Nola. I love her. I love her to death. But it's like you say, y'all could be the appetizer of the dessert, and that'll be better than the main course meal. But it's like you have to have that appetizer down here, which is the brass band.
Right.
I mean, man, you Saints games, Pelicans games, big conferences that come in, you know, balls, concerts, etc., all-star games. You know, it's like, oh, we need a brass band.
We need a brass
but now
band.
we in a crisis per se.
Where that need at?
Where they need at. You know, when you have your inaugurations at City Hall and your parties and your banquets.
It goes all the way up to the Oval Office, president.
Right.
All of that, man. Everybody at the end of the day want to have fun. Everybody want, and they know for a fact we come with fun.
And I think people miss the message, like, music makes it a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, music, you know, you could be down, but you put a little music on. Hey, man.
Say, man. It's as simple as what's your partner name? Any one of them DJs on. I ain't gonna just label him. Any one of them DJs on any one of these records. It takes in your set, just like they in that a wedding reception. In your set with one of these young brass bands, you got 2B Continue, you got Big Six brass band, all these brass bands putting stuff on wax. In your set on one of these songs, man.
Show love.
Show love. That's all it takes. You don't remember. Before the storm, before Katrina, they had 102.9. And in the morning time, DJ LBJ, that's what I wanted to tell you. That's one of the other DJs.
Yeah.
LBJ used to do what it called, Wake Your Brass Up.
Yeah, him, Kelder Summer, and Big Ed.
Big Ed.
Yeah.
Wake your brass up. Dog, you just don't know as a young man and us just cutting our CD, how I used to wake up.
Just to hear that.
Just to hear the wake up, Brad. Just to be able to say, man, that's us playing on that.
And that's another problem with the radio. It's like we have no local say so. I mean,
and we got buku stations now. Back in the G, we only had like 2 stations.
93 and 98, that was urban.
Yeah.
In 98, stopped playing rap.
Right.
In 93, just did it. Before Katrina, Tim Smooth had the 104.5,
right.
But we didn't support it because we wanted to be on the main station.
Well, be on Q93.
And then we count the 102.9 when 102.9 moved to 106.7.
And look, and the trip part is, one of them stations, the 102.9, we had a brother in there that was cool with us, that was ready to make moves with us and do all kind of stuff. Matter of fact, he had us open up for Kevin Gates and the dude that went to Kennedy that got killed. I forgot his name. Young Greatness.
Yeah.
It was Stooges, Young Greatness, Kevin Gates. He put us on the show. You feel me? Trying to make moves with us. The station, radio station. Next thing you know, he gets relocated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when they try to get too local,
it's a problem.
We move them out.
It's a problem.
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. When you come to New Orleans from out of town, bro, you supposed to be riding in your car, hear bounce, you hear this, you hear that, and you hear that natural New Orleans.
And it's crazy because with my other job, you know what I do.
Yeah.
Man, I done came down Partridge many nights and
you seen a band.
You got a band and I gotta pull over. This is a request, man. Pull over. We need to see this because this is what we came here for.
What we came here.
These people do wedding. Man, I did a wedding with some people from Iowa.
Yeah.
You know, that's the cornfields or whatever. How they knew about Second Line?
Because the internet does do a real good job with
Exactly.
broadcasting it.
But
Look, trust me, man. They got bands that's out of town that sound just as good as some of the bands here because they've been doing it a long time and they came. But what you can't capture is our soul, because our soul comes from is different. It comes from the struggle of us. Our soul comes from our parents' struggle.
right,
You feel me? Our soul comes from our grandparents' struggle.
right.
Being out here, you know what I'm saying? So when you hear us do a song, like you hear David Andrews do a song, Rock With Me, Roll With Me, he not doing that from just rock with me, roll with me. He rock with me. That's where that's from here.
From the heart, man. From the soul,
heart.
you put that
That's
from
and
like
that's
Sam
what
Cooke.
That's what makes Trombone Shorty so special, because guess what? He's playing from the soul, because a lot of people don't know that boy's background.
Yeah.
They don't know where he come from. See what I'm saying? A lot of people think he just arrived. They don't know his background in that 6 wall. You know what I'm saying? They don't know his people. You feel me? He had to fight to get out of that, but he still got that soul. So you can be out of town. You're not gonna ever get that natural New Orleans without coming here. And with this Corona thing, it's killing it. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's killing it, brother. is killing it.
Yeah, Corona not a.
It's killing
It's
it.
not a good thing right now.
Rest in peace, Big Al Carson.
I just seen
You know,
Tuba Man.
Mr.
died.
Marcellus. I stay in the musician village, so rest in peace. No, it's rough. Yeah. And just think about this now, B. When we come back, what is it? The 16th?
May 16th.
May 16th. I'm listening to the news. They're saying when we come back, we still got to do social distancing, right? So that means you go to a restaurant, they got to have a table over there. They got to have a table over there. If they let you go in the restaurant, a lot of times they saying you got to be outside to eat, right?
Right.
You know we used to play every Thursday at the well.
Right.
How can we do that now?
Right.
And at the same time, be social distance.
And shout out to Dinoa. And shout out to Joe.
Yeah.
Over there at the well.
At the well. How can we do that now, B? How?
You're taking our livelihood.
Taking our livelihood, yo.
And before I let you go, you know, I get mad because people always say, well, the other people stealing our culture.
Right.
I don't look at it like that.
No.
I really feel they embrace the culture.
Yeah.
It's us that's stealing our culture.
Yeah, it's us that's killing our culture.
Because I hate when I go to, you know, I don't attend to a minute, but I attend with my partner ride. I go to a second line every now and then. Yeah. But it's like,
hey man, let me tell you something.
You gotta have this one dancing, and if they not second line, and they you know.
Let me tell you something, B. I've been going to them so long, bro, and you know I like to drink that little wine or whatnot. I've been going to so many and playing in them and all that. I came to a point in my life that I'm like, you know what? I got it. I made it through all these years. The parade, they did the Mother's Day parade when they did that big shooting.
Yeah.
We usually used to play that parade every year. 2 years before that happened, we decided to stop playing that parade, and that happened. Something in me made me realize that God really is trying to tell me something, that, you know, you did that. You and I got you through all that. I mean, I done been in a lot of situations, but I got you through all of that.
Right.
When I sit back and look at some of the pictures, like the sidewalk steppers, I'm not hating at all. But when I sit back and look at people on the bridge and take a picture of the sidewalk steppers and see how many people, right?
Right.
It makes me realize that a second line is not just a second line. A second line used to be, think about it, people.
A neighborhood.
It used to be the neighborhood event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Used to have a Corvette with a sign on the side of the Corvette.
Right.
And the queen used to ride on the back of the Corvette. But it never had no floats and DJs and all of that. Right. All that was on the side. The second line was the band, the club, and maybe the queen in a car.
Right.
And we can go through little small neighborhoods because we had no floats.
Right.
Now we got floats. We got DJ Jubilee them. You got all kind of stuff. Not hating on none of the DJs. They just doing their thing to get their money. But now the second line had turned into a big old mass production. Right. And you look at these bigger clubs and they got I'm talking about, you don't even want to go out there because you can't even get close to the band.
Right. Because
there's so many people and all that fun. And nobody dancing. It's just walking. Ain't nobody. They got a couple of people that know about second line, and every time they dance, they jump up, they land on somebody. Yeah,
and it's a problem.
You feel me? So everything is so commercial now, and everything is. I feel sorry for the kids because it's only gonna get worse and worse with the people with the phones and the Instagrams and all of that stuff. It's great, but that's the reason why we doing what we doing, to give them another outlet. You don't have to always do that, brother. Come over here, let's do this. Now, I did say, and you read it, I did say, after this, the COVID thing, and we realize how they like us and how they treat us, our prices need to change.
Definitely.
Our business need to change.
Definitely.
Because now, you treat us, now guess what? When they reopen these things, they're going to want to pay us cheap.
Right.
But they're going to want to charge way more at the door. Because they got to catch up 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 months behind on the year.
But y'all got to catch up too.
Got to catch up too. That's so right. Guess what? All that need to change.
Well, I appreciate you, Uncle Al.
Boy, you got me over here. I'm drinking this sauce, boy. And it went off. I don't know what I said.
You done made my day, bro. I appreciate you to the fullest,
man,
bro.
Listen, man. I'm always here anytime you guys need me, man. Everybody be safe out there, man. And social distance. Do what you can, man, with your family, man. Spend some time with your kids. Spend some time with your wife. Shout out to my wife. Love you. Shout out to all my kids. Shout out to everybody that's out there that call me Uncle Al. You know who I am, man. And I'm here for y'all, man. I spend my personal money sometimes cash app and cash that I know don't have.
Right.
Because I'm still working. You feel me? That's what I do.
You miss one, though. You miss me.
I miss you. but everybody, man, stay inside. We're going to get over this thing, and it's gonna be back to normal, man. But things need to change, bro. I mean, if I got to stand on my own, too, by myself and working by myself, I'm good. I'm fine with that. But I know I got two brothers with me. Shout out to Walter. Shout out to Ursel. I got my brothers with me. Don't trip. They coming behind me. I'm coming behind them. But we all as a unit, man, need to come together and figure this thing out, man. Ain't nowhere in the world right now. We should be in the spot where we at. Nowhere. I don't believe it.
That's true.
I don't believe it. And
shout out to the Stooges brass band. Shout out to every brass band in New Orleans.
All of them, man.
That been holding it down.
Yeah, you're right.
Shout out to all the second line groups, I should say.
We love y'all. We love y'all.
We love y'all. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, but keep in New Orleans.
Keep in New Orleans, baby. That's all we ask. We ain't hating. Keep in New Orleans. If you keep in New Orleans, we good.
And I just want to shout out everybody that's listening and that's tuned in to the You Gonna Feel Me podcast. We appreciate it. And before I get out of here, I just want to say rest in peace, Favor. Rest in peace, Corey. Rest in peace, Stephon. And rest in peace, Yvette. Raven, you're my prayers, baby. Hold your head.
Yeah, you're right.
Episode 2 of You Gonna Feel Me podcast till next time. Like the old New Orleans saying, love is the answer, no matter what the question is.